Hey there, guys. Well, let's start with what exactly Title X is. Well, it's been around since the 70s, and it's designed to give low-income women access to things like birth control, STD screenings, and pregnancy tests and counseling. It does not fund abortion. So here in the state, Title X gives $4 million to Washington. Then the state distributes that to 85 different clinics. Planned Parenthood is one of them. That money is 30% total of the funding for family planning. The state does pick up the rest. And in total, 93,000 low-income women benefit from Title X here in Washington. So what is this new rule? Well, the new rule states that the word abortion cannot be mentioned even as an option to patients seeking Title X consultation. And also no abortion referrals can be made to those patients. The Department of Health here in Washington says that this rule violates a couple rules. They say that it interferes with the patient's legal right to hear all of their medical options, and that it also violates its Reproductive Privacy Act. This is why the state has decided to opt out of funding. So I spoke to the CEO of the local branch of Planned Parenthood today, Chris Charbonneau. Now, she's, again, a sub-grantee of that money. She's calling this new rule a, quote, cruel and vindictive thing for the Trump administration to do, to take after the most vulnerable people and take away their birth control, all while claiming to be doing this for moral reasons. Charbonneau says that they are working with the state to figure out their options here. And on Thursday, we're expecting to hear from both Planned Parenthood and the state on what their plans are moving forward. Also, there is a lawsuit against this new rule in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. So there is a lot to follow up on this issue. It is not a done deal at all, as the state is fighting this, guys.
All right, Vanessa Mashani, thank you.